wipe it, and then you wipe it off the other hand smooth. That's the first thing you do. If you have any nails that are sticking out, you would need a nail set and a hammer. You would set the nails. Put the nail set on the nail and set it, and then fill it with the putty. After that's all done, you have the whole project all puttied, make sure all the nails are all set, then you go to the next step. You take your primer, okay? It's Kilz primer, latex. This is what my preference to use. Then when all your primer is done, okay, then you jump to the next step. You grab a sanding block, medium grit, one side, fine on the other. You grab your sanding block and you do the face first of the panel. You sand all the face first. Then you grab the inside, the side of the sanding block, and you do the outside. You do inside here, then the inside here, and you feel with your finger, see if it's smooth. If it's smooth, it's good. If it's not, you go over it a couple more times, and it should be good. After that process is all done, you sand everything. In your pilasters, you sand the faces first with the sanding block like this, up and down. Then you take the corner of the sanding block, stick it in the groove of the pilaster. You go up, you go down, both sides. Then you do the other side, up, down. Feel the pilaster. It should be smooth after that. You don't want to burn it. You don't want to go too much sanding. You don't want to take the primer off. After that process is done, then you vacuum everything first. You vacuum everything. That's what I use. Usually a lot of other painters just dust it off. You can do that too, it's no problem. And when that process is done, you get your caulk. Get your caulk gun. Any caulk gun will work. This is a caulk gun that doesn't drip. Get your caulk. You're going to have a space here, you're going to have a space here, you're going to have a space here, you're going to have a space here. And up on the heads, even if it looks tight, I would caulk it anyways. You caulk here, and you caulk here, and you caulk here. When you caulk, you put the caulk in, okay? Have a wet rag handy. This caulk is very sticky. Take your wet rag, and your caulk is there. Now you take your finger, and you wipe your caulk inside the crack. Take the excess, wipe it off. Excess, wipe it off. Excess, wipe it off, then you finish the whole thing off. One straight line all the way down. You get your finger and you push it inside the crack. And you wipe out all the excess. gap, the bigger the hole you make. And the secret is you gotta push it in with your finger. If you just lay it on top, it's just gonna come out. Now your caulk is all set. You caulked everything, everything is all set. You go back, make sure there's no dust on it, nowhere. That's the main thing. If you have dust, you're gonna see it when you put the finish paint on. After that's all set, then you start mixing your paint up. Okay, we're all done with the primer, the putty, the caulk. Have a handy putty knife with you. We sanded everything. If you need tape, it's okay, you can tape. Use the tape where you need it. You know, a lot of painters use it, a lot of painters don't. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the paint. The putty, the caulk, have a handy putty knife with you. We sanded everything. If you need tape, it's okay, you can tape.